Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and this is the men's Royal Rumble tier list of how well they did. I mean, we had 30 men in here, and I think the match itself was really good. I have a full video on how I feel about the whole PLE on the channel. I did this with the women, and I'm doing this with the men. They'll be in some sort of order, so if it's out of order, yeah, you'll see it on the channel at some point in the next day or two. So hopefully you'll stick around and see and tell me what you guys think in the comments below, because this one was a pretty all-time really kind of shocking one. I really was shocked by the result and shocked by a lot of the end part of it. So yeah, we'll try to go in the order of the men in here, I guess, the best way I can. I remember some of the order and some of not the order, so I guess we'll just go from there. Let's just start with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio and Penta started off. That was just, yeah, I wanted to see that. I want to see this more. Rey Mysterio did solid, put him in B. He lasted pretty long too. I felt like that was a really good start for him. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer and is completely over with a lot of people. So it wasn't like he needed to win it, obviously, but like that, he went out there and did what Rey Mysterio does. Next up, we have Penta. Just to get the 2 spot, it's Covenant. Like, if you're not gonna win the Royal Rumble, starting 1 and 2 seems like the greatest things to do, because you get that huge amount of time a lot of the times, and you're gonna get a lot of solo time in the beginning. Even just like through like the first 4 or 5 people, you're gonna have a lot of time where you can actually show off and do stuff, because there's less people in the ring and you don't have to be tucked right in a corner for like 5-10 minutes. So Penta did great. Put him up in an A. I'd almost put him in S tier, just because it was just such an amazing debut. But I think A is pretty solid. Roman Reigns, he worked more time in this match than he did the last calendar year. I think is statistically actually the truth. Um, I don't really know. Like, he did good. Like, but it was just like, it's Roman Reigns. I mean, he obviously is just larger than life, but if he doesn't show up, it just doesn't really work for me. I like Roman, and I like his character, and I think he has a lot of character to be told left in him, but if he's going to be a part-timer, then there's really no point for me for him, but I guess other people could change, and, have a different view on it. I went out of order. I even remembered like the first couple order, but I just went to Roman. So, but I know Chad was free. Chad went in there against both Luchas, which was pretty good because that's his whole thing. You can't beat him. And he went out there and just did his Chad Gable stuff. He had some really massive, good suplexes and stuff like that, especially when he got Otis later on. I'll put him in B. Good, solid showing. Next up, we have Carmelo Hayes. A good high spot at 4, but I think overall he didn't really get his footing in there to be kind of like a lot of time, because he was eliminated not super long when he was eliminated. I think he was first one by Braun Breaker at some point. So I mean, it kind of pulls on their rivalry that they've had for a while, and obviously they're on separate shows, so we're probably not going to see it anytime soon. But Carmelo did good. Just wish we could have seen him a little bit longer. Santos Escobar, he's just one of those people that, like, he's good on the mic. I think, like, you really like his character and you like his faction, but, like, they don't really get a lot of wins, so it's kind of hard to be a Santos fan. And I think overall he just was there, and he did some decent stuff, but his elimination felt kind of short, so put it in C. That's kind of what you expect, I think, for, like, the level of where he's at. Next up, we had Braun Breaker. He goes in there and looks $1 billion. Obviously, being the champion, he was going to look good. And yeah, I mean, how can you not? And he was eliminated by Roman Reigns. He got the spear off on Roman first, which was also just, that was like a breathtaking moment to have. And then he gets eliminated. But hey, you got a spear off on another spear master. You got to put that up in A tier. Then we had Tozawa that popped in and got attacked by Carmelo Hayes, and then they had to replace him with I Show Speed. I honestly think that was a kind of a smart and clever idea to do it. Obviously, I'm not like a huge fan of like I don't know. Speed's fine. It's just more of like, I kind of wanted it to be a real wrestler because we didn't miss out on a bunch of other people. But if you were gonna do something crazy or anything, this was the time to do it. I'll put Speed in C. He took that spear like a beast. So He sold it. He definitely sold it. So, I think that works. And then he gets immediately eliminated after that, which was pretty good. Then we had Sheamus. Sheamus always comes in there and just smacks people. He has, decent, go of things. I'll put him up and see. He's had better showings than other Royal Rumbles, but I honestly think it's still, he's just a solid person. He should be like on the list no matter what. Next up is Jimmy Uso. Jimmy just keeps like it's crazy for Jimmy because it's like he's extremely talented, but he really needs to get out of the shadow of the bloodline to at least get something. And I think they just need to let him pursue something, even if it's just the U.S. title for like a match. Like give him a title opportunity. Like let him win a match against Carmelo Hayes or against somebody and get the number one contendership and then go against Nakamura. He doesn't even have to beat Nakamura. He just needs that like where he looks like he's doing something else. And I think in this, he did pretty solid. He lasted till Roman came in. I mean, I think he did pretty good altogether. So I'll put him in B. Obviously, his brother did better, but like that it's kind of hard to beat that. Then we had Andrade. Andrade came in, and it's been a year now marked of him coming back, and I think he's done pretty good. I really think him signing last year and showing this whole what a whole entire year under WWE looks like. I think he did pretty good. Obviously, there's some other signings that might have like a little bit bigger of a wave, but I think he's been a solid wrestler and definitely a lot better than what he was doing in AEW and a solid Royal Rumble here. So that was good. Next up, we had Jacob Fatu, which is just a scary beast of a man. He looked very menacingly, and he looked like he's main event ready, and looked like he's ready to take on Roman too. I thought that was really good. I'm gonna put him in A. He almost could get up in there that S tier. To be honest, like he could really get up to be there because it's just he did so good. Him and Braun Breaker both, and I want to see that match at some point, even though they're on different shows. But at some point, like, hey, put a triple threat of these three band up here. You got a 5-star rated master class of kick ass. I don't know. Then we had Ludwig. It didn't last very long. I had to put him in D. I think that was kind of what they were doing for him, but it was just kind of funny. The Miz, another one that just kind of goes in there and, he's a solid wrestler, but the elimination just is like this. He takes up a spot and just kind of gets eliminated right away. And then number 15, Joe Hendry. The crowd was in it. I wish he would have lasted a little bit longer. I'll put him in B because of that. I feel like he could have definitely been around for a little bit longer to really see like if he was going to be legitimately to win. And then my partner had a funny comment. He said, they said Joe Hendry and Sheamus are just the same person but in different font. And I agree. It was pretty good commentary. Then we had Roman at 16. I was glad that he came in, which we already talked to Roman, so he's up there. I'm glad that they actually got him on the show. Drew McIntyre. I feel like Drew is like steamrolling, and he just kind of got eliminated out of nowhere. So I'd have to put him in B just because of it. It felt kind of anticlimactic. Finn Balor. I don't know. I just feel like Finn has lost his aura like completely. I just don't have it for me anymore for Finn, so I'm gonna put him in C. I could have, if he would not have been in that match, it wouldn't have changed anything for me. Next up was Nakamura, which when Nakamura got eliminated by Jay, I was like, maybe that's what they're gonna try to do at some point, but obviously that's different. But I felt like Nakamura could have done a little bit more too in this Royal Rumble compared to the two mid card champions. He definitely did the worst. Then we had number 20, which was Jay. He was the winner. Obviously, had a great showing. Got to put him up in S tier. He deserved it. I was really surprised when he won too. Not that he didn't deserve it. It was just surprising with who was going towards the end. AJ Styles was a surprise to come back. I was glad he came back. I'm gonna put him in B. I'm really excited to see him put on some good matches. Then we had Braun Breaker, which I honestly don't really have a problem with Braun Breaker. I think the issue with me on Braun Breaker is just like not Braun Breaker, Braun Strowman. My bad. Braun Strowman was just because like he just got taken out by Jacob Fatu. They should have let him like be gone for a little bit. He did eliminate him, but like it's still just it felt like that was kind of pointless to have that at Saturday Night Main Event. And then we had number 3, John Cena, come in. He came back. It was a great last showing for the Royal Rumble. Obviously, getting the final twos was amazing. And, part of me wanted to see him win because this is the last year, but I think this was pretty fitting. And I think he has a good shot to win that Elimination Chamber. Next up, we had CM Punk, a spy pick to win. I really thought he was going to win. He had a great showing altogether. I thought he was going to win it, and I was very, very surprised when he got eliminated, especially by Logan Paul. But yeah, it was still really good. I just realized, I don't know if I skipped, but Otis was in there. I don't know why. I have Otis on here, but I didn't go over Otis. So I'm going to go back to Otis. He had okay showing. I'll put him in C. I just completely forgot, even though he was in there. I don't know why. Then we had CM Punk. Like, I mean, you went just when all these people back to back to back were just crazy, and we didn't really get the chance to breathe and all that. But Seth Rollins immediately puts like a giant like exclamation mark on the whole thing, and it was good. And then we had Dominic Mysterio. It was kind of surprising to have where he was because it was like you kind of were like getting towards the end, and he goes out there and he actually looked pretty decent. He went out there and try to eliminate some people and then eventually get eliminated by Damian Priest. I thought was pretty decent of a call there, so I like it. And we had Sami Zayn getting accidentally eliminated by Jay. I think that is the call. I think it's pushing Sammy closer and closer to that heel. I think overall, if I'd say his run in this was really bad, but I think his night altogether was groundbreaking for his character because of KO getting hurt and Jay eliminating him. There's a lot there that could be built on for Sami Zayn. Then we had Damian Priest. Priest, went out there and did good. I was kind of surprised that he got eliminated so fast, especially by LA Knight, but obviously when you're coming out at 28, it's going to not be a long trip if you're not going to win. Put him in B. Then we had Logan Paul. Unfortunately, he did good. I don't know. I'm not a big Logan Paul fan outside. I know he has a fight coming on, so he's going to be gone soon enough. But I was very surprised he made it to the final 3. Even when coming in at 29, I was still kind of surprised. I'll put him in B. And LA Knight, he did good. I mean, it was one of those things. I just got them confused. I don't know why. I should have put them in the order. I've been going in order for most part and then just completely screwed that up. But LA Knight, B. And that is my tier list. Tell me what you guys think. Like I said on the channel, there will be the full recap of the show. I have the women's, the men's, everything. Just so much breakdown because it is the Royal Rumble. And yeah, hope you guys are enjoying. Bye, guys.